The Timdev Show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Timdev Show. I'm Tim and we're here again with GB to do GB Knows Movies. This time he watched A Night at the Museum. Welcome back, GB. I understand you watched A Night at the Museum.
I did. I decided to view this film just because I figured I'd start watching some little bit more known films just so that people can get a grasp on what I'm talking about when I do make my comments on these movies.
And why exactly did you choose A Night at the Museum?
I have a friend who shall remain nameless that had a very, very funny altercation with this movie. I'll probably get more onto it later, but there was a good reasoning behind choosing this movie.
Would you think someone was crazy when they would tell you that everything in the museum came to life at night?
Oh, absolutely. I've been to many museums, considering I was a history major at one time, and I do enjoy history, so I've spent many a time in museums, and for them, everything to come alive, especially the details that were coming to life. I mean, even the little bitty guys were coming to life. I would never believe that something like that could happen. It's just, they're just the little guys, they're not going to come to life. Maybe the mannequins, because, there have been plenty of movies about mannequins coming to life. That's a huge entire possibility. If there is one thing in this earth that scares me, it is living dolls. So a mannequin coming to life is a real possibility to me, but not those little guys. That's just no.
What was your favorite line?
My favorite line was probably Paul Rudd just making noises when he was in an incredibly awkward situation between Ben Stiller and his ex-wife, and he was just standing there in the middle and he just kept making odd noises while having just a utility belt of phones going on. That was probably one of my favorite. He just woo! He just kept making noises, and it was just very enjoyable.
If you were planning a date and your parents kind of had to sit around with you, would you pick this movie?
Probably. It's a good family movie. There's not really that much dirtiness as far as if there was parents around or something like that. So it's actually a really good movie that would be good for somewhat of a date involving the other person's parents. If you were just trying to impress them by spending some time with them and watching a good quality film.
Would you work at a museum as a night guard?
No problem. I would actually enjoy it a lot. It'd be very peace and quiet, a normal museum. But it'd just be very peace and quiet. Hopefully I'd actually be doing that as a part-time job, as like finishing school, so I'd be able to catch up on some schoolwork, because it'd just be, you'd have to make your rounds every now and then. But overall, it wouldn't be a bad job to work at. I mean, as long as just the shit like that happens in this movie doesn't start happening, and, being chased by lions, monkeys stealing your keys. I mean, that's just wrong. That just should not be happening. That makes, he asked me earlier about my favorite line. Another good line is when Ben Stiller says that this is not worth $11.50 an hour. Probably the most accurate line in this movie, because all the stuff he was dealing with would not be worth that amount of money. I'm sorry, but I would need a little bit more.
Would you recommend this film to others?
Only if you're going on a date. This is not I felt kind of awkward watching it by myself. If you're going to go have someone come over for a date, definitely a movie to get them in the mood. It's just that kind of a good movie, and or that's where it's like a double entendre. It can be used as a family movie as well. So whether you want to impress your family, impress that special someone, this is definitely a film you need to get.
What is your GB star rating?
I actually have 2 ratings for this film. 1 is whether you're watching this movie solo. 2 is you're watching this with either a special someone or a family. When you're watching it with that someone or family, definitely 5-star movie. Hands down, this is what you need to pick when having a date or a family get-together. Hands down, that's what you got to do. Watching it by yourself, I'm sorry, but it really only gets a 1. It was just kind of boring when you're by yourself. It's almost one of those films you need someone to play off of to enjoy. It's just, so that's about where I have to stand on it.
Well, that was another episode of the Timdev Show. Thanks again, GB, for being on.
Thank you for having me again, Tim.
And that was GB Knows Movies, Night of the Museum.
And just remember, GB knows. News to me. See? You learn something new every now and then on GB Knows. And the Timdev Show.
Okay.
I would more than likely, probably, it's just a relaxing movie, so I would probably, when the person showed up, I would probably be in my pajamas already. Just because it's just that comfortable of a movie. It's just you know, regardless of how unflattering they may be, it's just, you're just comfortable. It's a comfortable zone that it creates.
So the tagline of this movie can be, hey, we're good for a date. You don't even have to dress up.
That works. Pocahontas was fucking hot. I'm sorry, Sacagawea.